Welcome to my journey through the Bible. This is just a way to apply the lessons to your life and maybe dig a little deeper into the chapter. We are in Genesis 19, 1 through 38. So it gives us an idea of how bad the city was, that they wanted to break into Lot's house to have sex with these men. That's no different than today. We have sex with men and women, and we don't seem to give it a second thought. It's just a normal thing. And I know Lot offered his 2 daughters to these men outside, and they refused. From a mother of daughters, it's very hard for me to swallow this part of the Bible, because I love my girls so much. I could never see myself offering them in this kind of a way, and to knowingly allow something to happen to them or for somebody to mistreat them. And I know they lived in a different culture. It was a different time, and there may still be parts of the world that live this way, and women are not valued as they should be. And so it's a second thought doesn't come into saying, here, take my daughter. But the main thing was, I think it came from a place of good intentions. Lot was trying to protect these men. They were his guests, and he was to protect them at all costs. This would have been his honor if anything would have happened to them. So it just it shows us a picture sometimes of maybe a believer to a non-believer, and in ways that we can witness to other people. And the more simple way to put it would be, if you're trying to correct somebody, you can't do what they're doing. If you're trying to be a Christian, you can't fit in with the rest of the world. You can't look like everybody else. You have to stand out, and you have to be different, even if it's hard. We have to love them, but not necessarily do the same things they do. And the more simple way of saying that is, you can't tell somebody not to cuss when you're constantly cussing. You can't tell somebody not to get drunk when they see you getting drunk. You can't tell them not to smoke when you're constantly smoking. You lose all credibility at that point. So as Christians, we're to be a light, we're to be different, and we're going to make mistakes, and we're going to fail. But if you're really trying to follow God, you're really trying to do the best for you and for your family and for the ones around you, you're going to be different. If you try hard to obey God, others around you are going to see that. They're going to know that there's something different about you. You don't do the same things that they do. You don't do the same things that the people around you do. And I would say that's where we have to don't allow your environment to shape you. You need to shape your environment. You try to be the righteous person. You try to be the nice person. You try to be the person that does the right thing every time, even if you make mistakes. But then you be that person that says, hey, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize. That will definitely stand out. The other thing Lot's wife looked back and turned into a pillar of salt. Well, this might seem cruel to some, but if you've ever made dinner and put too much salt in there, you would know that you just destroyed dinner and you got to order out. Lot's wife couldn't let go. She couldn't let go of what was in her past. And we have to let go of our past. If we don't let go of our past, it will destroy us. And it will destroy blessings and relationships that we can have with other people. Sometimes our past is very bleak and we've done some things that we're ashamed of. And if we don't let go of that, it's going to seep into all the relationships that we have. And it's going to suffocate those relationships. Sometimes we're going to sabotage our own relationships because we can't get over something that happened in our past. So, we have to realize that when we come to God, when we come to know Jesus, that we're forgiven. We're forgiven. In Matthew 6:24, no man can serve two masters, meaning we cannot sin and be holy at the same time. We cannot obey God but live like everybody else. And that sinful nature that we have, sometimes it says, I'll change a few things, but I'm not going to change everything. I would say that's a good start. And then let God carry you on with the other things that you need to do. We need to have a fear for God, a respect for God, because He is so holy and He loves us so much and so dearly. And God has patience with us, that when we sin, He waits for us to come back. He waits for us to come and talk to Him. He waits for us to say, I'm sorry, and I'm going to try to do better. Sodom and Gomorrah wasn't something that just happened one day, just snap of the finger. God gave them chances to change. He gave them chances to repent. He gave them chances to be a better city or a better nation. And they just chose not to be. Now Lot, it was wrong for his daughters to get him drunk and sleep with him and have children by their dad. That is just wrong on so many levels. And so there's no justification for that or for these two young ladies. But if Lot would have been responsible, if he would have found husbands for his daughters, this incident wouldn't have even happened. So sometimes when we don't do the right thing, our children may pay the price for that. And again, it doesn't justify it. But Lot was not too far from Abraham. He could have easily given his daughters to a husband of Abraham's, and then they probably would have been safe. They wouldn't have even been in the city. Sometimes hindsight is 20/20, right? We don't always know until after something's happened how we could have done something different. But moving forward and trying to do the right thing counts for something. May the Lord of peace Himself give you peace at all times and in all ways. May the Lord be with you all.